All right, so welcome back again to the Impeccably Paired podcast. I'm Jay.
And I'm
This
Kim.
this is Kimberly. Okay, so we are this is our second time recording. We just hit the record button because we've been talking for a couple minutes. We keep it real here on Impeccably Paired.
That's because we don't know what we're doing.
We
Or
do,
I
well,
don't know what I'm doing. You're a
well,
pro, I'm not.
we're new to this, and our first podcast we talked about a Sommsation wine tasting, and here we're talking about a Sommsation wine tasting. We did a Sommsation wine tasting Sunday night, May 18th, 2025, at 6 p.m. Central Time,
Yes.
and it went for about an hour. You
Yeah.
said what, 90
About 90
minutes is
minutes
the
is
average?
usually what the Sunday school or the Saturday sessions run.
And the winery was Oxley Graham.
Yes. It's a new startup winery.
Which is interesting in itself because I've been drinking wine for years. I didn't even know there were startup wineries. I mean, but of course there are. Got to
Yeah.
start somewhere.
Yeah.
Yeah, actually, and I think I find that inspiring,
Well,
right?
yeah, it is. Sorry, I just lost what I was
You're
doing.
fine. And the winemaker, I think you said was it
Jenny
Jenny
Murphy.
Jenny Murphy? She was in California. She was on the live stream, and that's one of the takeaways here is that Sommsation. I'm not selling Sommsation. I'm just an enthusiast because you can do virtual wine tasting experiences. It's pretty affordable. You get quality wine and you get on a live stream with the winemaker, two sommeliers, and one or two dozen other participants around the country.
Yeah, I mean, from all over. There was a lot of people that lived in California and Oregon, but there was some sprinkled throughout the Midwest that were on there from Nebraska and Iowa and us from Kansas City. And
Which
so
is pretty
anyone can
cool.
join. Yeah.
You can't get that diversity when you're wine tasting.
Yeah.
Yeah,
If there's enough people visiting that winery for that day.
but it's not the other people that makes wine tasting so great, it's the wine. And we had, for this wine tasting, there was me and you, and we had two full bottles of premium wine, a white blend and a Pinot.
Yeah, that was the 2023 Eleanor's Alder Springs Vineyard White Blend, which is 67% Chenin Blanc and 33% Picpoul Blanc, which I had never heard of until yesterday. So that was really neat, something new to learn about.
And I want to pause right there because if you were to just read that, you'd say Chenin Blanc, Picpoul, whatever. That's actually part of the fun of the experience is we got to learn what Picpoul is. I never heard of it. And she told the story of how she ended up with that grape. She wasn't excited about the Chenin Blanc either. That was an amazing white blend.
Yes, it was. I am not typically a white wine drinker, and she made me a believer. I mean, it was really good, and I would definitely buy several more bottles of that to have in my stock for the summer.
In the Sommsation tasting, Elise Leavenworth, sommelier, was talking about how go ahead and even though we chilled it and we opened it 30 minutes prior to tasting,
Hmm.
as instructed, uh, as you let it sit and what warm up or
As it comes to
chill,
room temperature, the flavors start to develop a little differently. So,
and it really did.
hmm,
A couple hours later, that thing was even more amazing.
yeah, it's very tasty. I am excited to have some more of that.
And I'm saying this because I know guys out there that there's a lot of guys that are like, I don't drink white wine. I'm telling you, this white wine, I don't even know. Can you describe? So then we go into that. That's in the tasting too. Okay, deductive wine tasting. Look at it, smell it, all this stuff. Me, I just want to drink it. But Do you remember some of the notes, some of the things that you thought were special about it?
Oh, well, I mean, it was crisp and it was bright. Yeah, I mean, I got an apple flavor. It's kind of a white floral, and if I remember right, I believe Elise alluded to like coconut shavings, like a coconut that had a tropical mouthful to it, and I don't know, it was really, really yummy.
And actually, you said, okay, so mouth feel, that's another thing that we did. And that's one of the things I want to do is to recount some of the moments of why this is a great tasting. And I don't remember ever really standing at a tasting talking about mouth feel. I'm sure it happened and I was too busy drinking. But I was feeling, I was doing the mouth feel last night. And I was liking that. That was cool.
Yeah, I mean, definitely you got to use all your senses when you're wine tasting. So you got to, look at it, look at the colors and, smell it, taste it, and just use all your senses.
Did you remember to listen to the wine?
I don't think I put my ear to it.
It's too bad. Next time.
Yeah, I'll try that and see if it changes the flavor.
So, as we switched to the Pinot Noir, by the way, there's no rules when you're in a Sommsation wine team. You just drink away. Do whatever you want. I'm eating, I'm drinking. I realize I shouldn't have been drinking the red when we started the
Well,
podcast, but
I mean, they're really good about when you sign up, and they send the wine. You also get an email that helps prepare you so you can get the information on when to open each wine, what things you can pair with it if you want to have a snack or food with it. They give you all information to have so that you're ready for the tasting when you show up on the Zoom.
and in fact, we are examples of that. Our first Sommsation wine tasting, we didn't do any food. We saw people eating and realized next time we're doing food.
Right. Even though we read it, we just kind of, skipped over it. But really, it enhances the flavor of wine and vice versa. Wine can enhance the flavor of the food. So, um, and we're called impeccably paired. So, why didn't we pair that first time? I have no idea
Well,
because we love doing that. So,
but you know what? I'm going to go on record and say that we didn't want to, like, be sitting there with a smorgasbord. And yet we realized that's what people that knew what they were doing did make it a smorgasbord. And that's what we do now. And I say it that way because we now have too much food. We can't even eat it all the little snacks, but it's wonderful. The cheeses, the meats, the crackers, the fruit.
well, maybe we went a little overboard. We didn't need as much as we had, but it was good. And
Well, we've always
it was
liked.
date night. What do
Well,
you
it's a
do?
we like a big charcuterie plate. We've been doing that for a long time.
For a very long time, yes.
So, other things that we did, great. We talked, and we don't want to leave out Hugo Sanchez. He's the other sommelier. He is just great too. Listening to the winemaker and the somms talk and share, and they hit different topics. It's really fun.
Well, I'm excited. I know Oxley Graham's based out of Santa Rosa, but Jenny, it was really neat to find out that she'd spent 12 years at Paul Hobbs, and she decided in 2022 to start Oxley Graham. So I'm after tasting the wines, I'm excited to see how she grows her business and you know stays with these sustainable, unique type wines and the cool climate um, that she likes to use cool climate grapes, if I'm saying that correctly.
I think so. And she was, and the somms were pointing out the terroir. of her area south of Sonoma,
Well, she
right?
sources from several different vineyards. So they're in a range of, I mean, they're all in California, um, but they are in different areas.
Right. Right. She's a California winemaker. She had talked about Russian River Valley, right? I think
Um,
she
yeah,
had
the
some
vineyards.
roots there,
Yeah,
maybe.
well, Alder Springs Vineyard, where the I believe where the Pickpool and Chenin Blanc blend comes from is from Mendocino County. Um, she sources from Tenuta Ridge Vineyard, which is in the Russian River Valley.
Which we're huge fans of.
Yeah, and McCoy Ranch Vineyard is in Fountain Grove, which is part of Sonoma County. And Gap's View Vineyard, I think was the other one, and that's in the Petaluma Gap in Sonoma Coast.
Which I think is south of Sonoma.
Yeah,
And as we talk about some of the geography here, I must say that, when we're wine tasting, wherever we are, I like to learn more about the geography of where they source grapes and the climate and it's fun. I can't remember it all. For a fun fact, we learned that Chenin Blanc is what? Number one source is South Africa, they said last night.
I believe
And
that is correct. I didn't take notes like I normally do. I just kind of
well,
enjoyed.
we're having fun. And that Picpoul is it common in France? Was that right? Something like that. And so when wine tasting, I think that one of the other things I like about wine tasting is that open mind is the best mind when you're drinking wine.
I would say that's, that's good, but everyone's palate's different. So, you're gonna have your sweet wine drinkers, your really dry wine drinkers, and it's nice when you can start appreciating a little bit of everything. And
Final
because
thing
I
I
mean,
oh
we also tasted the Dale's the 2023 Dale's Sonoma Coast Pinot Noir, which was I really enjoyed as well.
which which tasting did we the
That
Dales?
was yesterday.
We did?
Yeah, we did. There was the Eleanor's Alder Springs Vineyard White Blend,
Oh,
and then the Dale Sonoma Coast Pinot Noir. Those were the
okay.
two wines.
I didn't know. So the Dales, is that in Oregon? The Dales. I've heard of that, but
No,
I didn't
honey,
know.
it's
It's
Oxley Graham.
okay. Well, I've heard of the Dales. That's an area, right?
No, I'm. It's just called Dale's. That's her mom's name.
Oh, not the Dales. Okay.
No, not
Just
the
Dales.
Dales. Just
Okay.
Dale Sonoma Coast Pinot Noir. That's the whole name.
And as you just saw live, is that's part of it too, is the
Not to confuse
rejiggering and
everyone.
figure out, well, and this actually I think is why wine tasting feels unapproachable to some at certain times. But I have learned to jump right in, say the wrong thing, drink the wrong thing, eat the
Well,
wrong thing, and just have a good time.
I don't think you're necessarily drinking the wrong thing or eating the wrong thing. You might say the wrong thing sometimes, but I don't.
And it's fun. And I can't pick out all the notes, and I can't taste all the cherries. Well, actually I can taste the plum or the cherry or the
Well,
like
but
last night
that's what the
on the
Psalms are for, and they give
and
you
they're good
the
at that.
visual to look through and see the um, different words to describe, the
Yeah.
ones.
All right, and they give you good tasting notes, and I loved. Shout out to Jenny for the information cards on these wines. I wish
Oh,
every wine had this much info.
well, it was just a beautiful package. The way the bottles were um, wrapped, and then they were
Oh yeah,
also,
with the wax on the cork,
yeah,
that was
they
neat
did the
too. Yeah,
wax on the cork.
lots of
They were
style.
beautiful. We got a um, card for um, both of the wines that explained the stories of the wines and the tasting notes, and then a handwritten, personalized little card from Jenny herself, thanking us for joining. Yeah, it was very, very
How much
nice.
was all this? Like
So the tastings are $99 free shipping for the 2 bottles. It's the same price for
that's
every
it?
virtual tasting.
$99 for all that.
Mhm. Yeah,
Wow,
I mean, we spend that on a night out eating sushi. So,
totally. Well, we got
so
we
it's
got a good
perfect.
deal on
I
sushi
mean,
with
it's
this, right? Yeah.
perfect if you want to get a
Yeah.
couple
Wow.
friends and hang out and do it with another couple, another 2 couples. I mean, really, we could have shared our wine with other people. We drank 2 whole bottles. So,
Yeah, I'm gonna say no on the
um,
sharing. Sommsation.com. Sommsation.com.
yeah, but I mean, do I get the referral?
Ooh. Do you have a referral link?
You know,
We gotta find that out.
I can create referral links.
Yeah, we should do that. We're gonna wrap this up, but I think we really got some I think we were able to encapsulate the evening pretty well. Um if anybody has any questions, we want to help answer them. You can go to sommsation.com, SOMMSATION.com. You can leave a comment here at Impeccably Paired. Give a like, share, subscribe, tell your friends. I'm Jay, this is Kimberly, and we're going to keep drinking wine.
Yeah, definitely until someone says I can't do it anymore.
That's going to be a rough day.
Oh, yeah, that would be very rough.
Be very rough. Then we better get our wine drinking in until then.
All right, cheers.
Cheers. Thanks, everybody. We'll see
Thanks.
you on the next one.
Next time.